Hey everyone, it is Finn here, and in today's video, I'll be giving you my strongest starting 11 for Germany for Euro 2021. Because as we know by now, Germany is in what we like to call the group of death. The toughest group at Euro 2021, because Germany are in a group with the likes of previous World Cup winners France, previous Euro winners Portugal and Hungary, a team which many people expect to cause an upset at Euro 2021. It is a really tricky group, and if Germany want to make it through to the next stage, they might have to put forward their strongest starting 11. And that is why, guys, on today's video, I'll be giving you what I believe is Germany's strongest starting 11 that won't just take them to the next stage of Euro 2021, but will actually help them win Group F. Now, in terms of the formation, I believe Germany should use if they want to win Group F. I feel like many of the strong teams I've spoken about, there's a wide variation of formations Germany could use. They could use a 3-4-3 formation, which I feel like would be more than comfortable enough for them. But for me personally, I believe Germany should use a 4-3-3 formation with an attacking midfielder. I just believe that it's a formation that allows Germany to put both their best players and team on the pitch. In terms of the goalkeeper Germany should use, it should come as no surprise that I'm going to go for the likes of Manuel Neuer. Now, for years, people have spoken about when is ter Stegen going to get his chance at being Germany's number one. Well, unfortunately, Marc-Andre ter Stegen is injured and not at Euro 2021, but at the end of the day, Manuel Neuer probably would have been goalkeeper number one anyway. One of the best goalkeepers of all time, the sweeper keeper, who unfortunately had a few costly errors in the 2018 World Cup, but you know what, at the end of the day, every single player makes mistakes. Manuel Neuer is still one of the best goalkeepers of all time, could save absolutely anything. I mean, you know that joke I made about Eden Hazard in a previous video? But ever since Eden Hazard moved to Real Madrid from Chelsea, his legs have been as fragile as a 21st century marriage. Yo, Manuel Neuer could probably save that marriage. I mean, Manuel Neuer just got his 100th international cap for Germany, and I can still see him have many, many more caps. So I think this is a brilliant way to start off this German international team. Now, in terms of the defenders in front of Manuel Neuer, as I said, Germany could use 3 centre-backs, but I feel like the best way going forward is a 4-defender system with the likes of Kimmich, Rudiger, Hummels, and Holstenberg. Now, of course, looking at the right-back position in the likes of Joshua Kimmich, many people now consider more of a midfielder than a defender. I know many people think, especially in the German international team, that he should play as either right mid or defensive midfielder. But for me personally, you guys will see the midfield that I have lined up later on. I just don't see him fitting in my midfield. I feel like the best way Germany get their best players on the pitch is to play Kimmich as a right back. I feel like a 4-defense system is the best way going forward. And you guys will see the midfield I've got later on why I don't have Kimmich in that midfield. But in terms of a right back, he's still a fantastic player. He's very much like the likes of Philip Lahm in that regard, in terms of he's very versatile. In the 2018-19 Champions League season that Bayern Munich won the Champions League, obviously Kimmich spent a long time in that right back position where he was a spectacular player, and on his day is the best right back in the world. I feel like he'll do a solid job there. Now, in terms of my 2 centre backs, as I said, the likes of Rudiger and Hummels. Obviously Rudiger, many people would expect the likes of maybe Ginter or Sule in that position, but at the end of the day, Rudiger, although didn't have a fantastic start in his Chelsea career, which is why I feel like lots of people criticize him, is still a fantastic centre-back, just won the Champions League with Chelsea, a very physical player, and has actually come a very long way, and I think deserves to be in the starting lineup. Now, obviously, the centre-back partnership would be with the likes of Mats Hummels, which 100% is the centre-back that is nailed down to start for Germany, as we saw in that 7-1 thrashing versus Latvia. Is a fantastic ball-playing centre-back, so much experience behind him, and I feel like that experience, along with the physicality of Rudiger, it's going to be so hard to break down that defensive partnership. And of course, the final defender I have is the likes of Marcel Holstenberg from RB Leipzig. Now, I know many people haven't got him in their best, strongest starting 11 for Germany, because most people have a 3 centre-back system. They've got the likes of Rudiger, Hummels, and Ginter, but for me, as I said, I do want to use a 4-defender system, and there's no better left back for Germany than the likes of Holstenberg. He's been fantastic for RB Leipzig for years now, and I feel like looking at that German defense, it is so strong. Now, in terms of my midfielders, I mean, this is where it really gets crazy. They've got the likes of Toni Kroos, Kai Havertz, and Ilkay Gundogan. Those 3 midfielders, that's insane. I'll go forward and say this might be the best midfield at Euro 2021. And now you guys see why I don't have Kimmich in this midfield. That is why I did put Kimmich in the right back position, because I couldn't see him play over any of these other midfielders, and I couldn't put any of these midfielders on the bench. So it's the best way to have all of the best players on the pitch. Now, of course, in order to get Kimmich in the midfield, I guess I could have used a 4 midfield system, but then I probably still would have had to put one of the other midfielders on the bench. But looking at those 3 midfielders, Toni Kroos, fantastic season with Real Madrid, one of the most underrated midfielders of all time, got 10 assists in the Liga for Real Madrid this season, was fantastic in the 2018 World Cup. Obviously next to him, I've got the likes of Gundogan, fantastic season with Manchester City, got to the Champions League final, won the Premier League, won the Carabao Cup, was Manchester City's top goal scorer in the Premier League. I think Gundogan has had a fantastic season, and putting him next to Toni Kroos, that just seems unstoppable. And of course, the attacking midfielder is going to be the likes of Kai Havertz, who has been quiet from time to time, obviously for Chelsea in the Premier League, scored the winning goal in the Champions League final, and yes, although as I said, has gone a tiny bit under the radar this season, as we saw once again in that 7-1 win versus Latvia, although Latvia is not the strongest opponent ever, Kai Havertz was absolutely fantastic, and on his day, I mean, he's just a naturally born gifted footballer with a lot of pace, a lot of strength, a lot of height. I think Kai Havertz in that attacking midfield is going to be so unstoppable. As I said, those 3 midfielders could be the best in the competition, and now you see why I played Kimmich in a right back position. I hope that makes sense now. I did put a poll in my community tab on YouTube where you guys think Kai Havertz should play, and I mean, the result was very strongly pointed towards the position of attacking midfielder. And you know what? I'm expecting Kai Havertz to do a solid job in the competition. Now, in terms of my 3 attackers for Germany, I've got the likes of Leroy Sané, Thomas Müller, and Serge Gnabry. Now, obviously in the left wing position, saying Leroy Sané, he hasn't quite hit the numbers that he used to at Manchester City, but he is still a fantastic winger at the end of the day, and I feel like his pace will be very crucial for this German international team. Obviously 10 assists in the Bundesliga for Bayern Munich this season. I feel like if he gets the right crosses into the box, like he has in the Bundesliga, he could play a crucial part in any success Germany has in this competition. Now, obviously in the striker position is where a lot of questions will be asked, because I've got the likes of Thomas Müller. Look, lots of people obviously have been joking over the last year about Timo Werner not being very good. I mean, he couldn't even hit the badge on his chest if he tried. But at the end of the day, that joke, guys, remember, exists for a reason. Unfortunately, although Timo Werner is an excellent player, was fantastic at RB Leipzig, was great in the Champions League final for Chelsea, but unfortunately, just not accurate enough for me. I mean, Timo Werner didn't even get a single goal in the 2018 World Cup. Don't forget about that. Where at the end of the day, I mean, Thomas Müller, when he plays as a striker for Germany, he is fantastic. Don't forget, 2010 World Cup, Thomas Müller was the top goal scorer in the competition. 2014 World Cup, Thomas Müller was the second top goal scorer. Thomas Müller is a fantastic player. He just doesn't play as a regular striker for Bayern Munich because they have Robert Lewandowski, which, I mean, you can't blame them for playing Robert Lewandowski over Müller. So because of that, Müller has adapted more of a midfield role. But for Germany, I feel like if you play him as a striker, I feel like he'll score far more goals than Timo Werner ever would. He's just more naturally gifted at it. And obviously in the right wing position, Serge Gnabry, who might be the winner for Germany for this Euro 2021 competition, because going into this competition, no other player in this entire competition has a better goal per game ratio for the national team. I think Serge Gnabry has something like 17 goals in 22 appearances for Germany. That is nuts. And guys, that is my best possible starting 11 for Germany for Euro 2021. As you can see, it is an incredibly strong team. As I said, I could have put 4 midfielders in, but unfortunately then I probably would have had to lose one of my midfielders, as I would have had 2 wide players instead. Maybe I would have put Kroos as my left midfielder and Ginter as a centre-back option. But as I said, this 4-3-3 formation, in my opinion, is the best way going forward. As I said, Thomas Müller is just a better attacker overall, and although not the fastest striker in the world, Serge Gnabry and Leroy Sané on the winger positions should make up for that. But guys, that is my best, strongest possible starting 11 for Germany for Euro 2021. It is actually an insanely strong team. Now, look, I am definitely guilty of not giving Germany enough credit. If you guys haven't seen, I have released my full Euro 2021 prediction video, which almost 30,000 views. Thank you guys so much. That is absolutely insane. I actually can't thank you guys enough for that. But if you haven't seen that prediction video and where I placed Germany, the link to that will be in the description down below. But with a team like this, Germany could really be a real threat. Look, the group is going to be absolutely amazing with Portugal, France, and Hungary. I think it's going to be so exciting to watch. But as I said, if Germany put this starting 11 forward, I feel like that is their best chance. Look, obviously they can't play the starting 11 in every single game, but you know what? If they do this versus some of the strongest teams, I think they're totally unbeatable. But guys, this has been Finn, FYNN. If you're not subscribed and you want to catch more Euro content, please do subscribe down below. And I promise you won't be disappointed, along with please getting this video to 20 likes. I'd really appreciate it. But guys, this has been Finn, FYNN. Cheers.